Getting everything set up here. I don't know if anybody can hear me. Hello, it looks like Sean is here. Hello? Hello? No. Are you there, Sean? Okay, I guess we'll wait for him. Hey, how are ya? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yay, that took a second. It sometimes does. I'm just waiting for Lips to come on. Everybody will come on one at a time. How are ya?
I am well, thank you. How are you doing? You look well.
Thank you. You too. I'm so excited. I won't lie. This is gonna be awesome. How are things in Florida?
Actually pretty good. Things are looking very, very good for like actually the end of this year into the beginning of next year. Things are opening up. We're not shutting back down. People
So
are starting, yeah, people are starting to like actually get some common sense and realize that yeah, life has to go on. If we stop living, then nothing.
We die.
I mean, there's a million diseases out there that can kill us every day, and people aren't afraid of them because they don't know about them.
That's also true. That's also true. I think today, one of today's great topics we're going to try and touch on was the vaccine. I don't know how you're feeling about that.
You can discuss whatever you want to discuss. This is your open forum, and yeah.
You know, we'd like to just sit around and chat, really find out what's going on, where everybody is. I'm wondering why people are having trouble coming in. Well, but that's okay. But that was
tell everybody, because I was going through my studio setup, and that's why I was having issues. Tell them to click computer audio. Which is weird. I'm still going through my studio setup and mic and everything, but I guess it's going through the, I don't know what it's doing. I'm not a tech freak, so.
No, me neither. And Roy isn't here to help me. I mean, he's on the sidelines, but he's not here right now. But what do you feel about the vaccine? It just says it's connecting.
Yeah, I see that Lips connecting to audio.
Oh wait, somebody else just asked me for an invite. Oh, who was that? Man. I bet you that's Ron. I'm hoping it's Billy. Anybody. It just says user's iPhone. It could be absolutely anybody.
That's a complete fake, isn't it? It's me.
Can
you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Oh, let's see. I don't know how that works. There's no.
There should be a little button at the bottom, maybe, that says use camera, allow camera.
Oh, hang on a minute. Try that again.
Hello.
Start.
Hey,
Start
Liz.
video.
It's John. Hi, John. Hi, Liz. How are you today?
See that? It works.
It
Fantastic.
does. John Gallagher, nice to see you.
Make some coffee with that.
And this is my friend Sean. I guess he's going by Raven Chain, sorry. But Sean Chain, the Sister Kill Cycle. We were just talking about a little bit about what's going on in Florida, the fact that things are opening back up down in Florida, which is a really good sign. But we also wanted to talk about the vaccine, right, Lips?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I don't know if I want to get it.
Don't you want an extra 3 heads?
Sure.
Well, I think we're going to turn us all into mutants.
That's right. Insane.
I think if it gets me to a show next month, I'll take it right now. I'll be the first person. I swear to God.
Yeah, don't be too excited.
There's going to be side effects. There's going to be side effects. There's got to be.
Oh yeah, it's like the Bell's palsy.
Yeah, not good.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at the track record of how long it takes to do these things normally, I mean, I know they basically promised them heaven and earth and a lot of money to get it done quickly. But haven't they done that with a lot of other stuff? I don't know.
It's true.
Well, put it this way, by the time it comes down for our chance to get it, you'll see all the side effects.
I was going to say that. We only have
By the time it hits the
125,000.
dregs
Yeah.
of society like us, we'll know if there's side effects or not.
We only have 125,000 in Canada. I guess 250, but you need 2 shots. So
Right.
they let them give it to the politicians and whoever they think is elite or whatever, and test it out on them. And then, you know, once
Well, see,
it's
that's
all
the
ironed
thing. If
out-
you test it out on the politicians, if there's something wrong with it, we get rid of the politicians.
Right, exactly.
And if it works, then we get a vaccine. It's all good.
There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
Wait, is it approved in the States yet, Sean?
Oh, yeah, we already have. They're starting next week.
They are starting.
Okay,
Yeah.
where is everybody? John, where are you, man?
I'm in Florida.
Oh,
Oh, you're in
really?
Florida too. Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in
I
Florida.
miss it there
Wow.
so much. I miss it so much.
You
Oh.
didn't get sick, though, I hope.
Me, I'm fine. I've been backwards and forwards to England. You know, like seen out to 28 days later with empty airports and empty planes. I'm actually flying Monday. I'm going back there Monday.
And no quarantining? What about?
Yeah, I'll be quarantined, but I'm going to the northeast of England. It's under lockdown anyway. What's the difference? Same shit.
I'm actually really lucky. I can travel, well, not lucky, but because of my medical conditions and being a Mayo Clinic patient, I can travel back and forth across the border and always have been able to through the whole thing. Let me tell you, it's cold in Canada right now. I think I want to come for a visit, guys. What do you think, Clips? You want to go to Florida?
It was nice. It was very nice in Florida yesterday and today, actually. I spent some time outside, and we're in our low 70s today. I think is the high. So.
Yeah, it's nice, but the other night, it was like 40s.
Oh yeah.
It was the same temperature as back in England. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I actually had to put a fire in the fireplace. It was quite chilly, but you know, romantic. So whatever.
I literally had to wear a toque in the house, like for the first little while I was down here. It's pretty cold. But are you guys gonna get it? Are you guys gonna get the vaccine?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
I
not.
knew you were gonna say that, Sean. I knew you were gonna say that. What about you guys?
I don't know. I never get the flu vaccine. I think it's kind of a waste of time because, you know, it's like, what, 30-40% efficient if you're lucky. And with my luck, I'll just end up, I mean, I had to get yellow fever shots to go to South America, and I was sick for like 10 days from that.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. And then we found out we didn't need the bloody things after all.
Oh,
right,
It was all a plot. It was all a plot to turn this yellow. Oh my God. Terrible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. It depends. It depends on where exactly you're going in South.
Yeah, supposedly we were going to transfer through Paraguay, and even if you're just transferring through, they want that. And then they changed the routing. We didn't have to do it. So,
Yeah, right.
never mind. But as far as this one, well, like I say, I think literally by the time it filters down to us, it'll be kind of obvious if there's horrible side effects. And you can never trust anything these days. That's what's really bad. I mean, there's like scaremongering kind of on both sides, and you just got to kind of, you know, negotiate your way through the BS and try and find out what's real.
Do you think that they'll make artists or people coming to shows have the vaccine before they can?
They will absolutely do all that shit. They'll have the COVID passports.
Yeah,
they're gonna make you wear masks regardless. And then they're gonna get these big rubber dicks that they're gonna stick on your head. And you gotta wear them all the time, you know.
Yeah. I just actually
A
posted
fake condom.
a thing from Live Nation saying they're going to require all artists and all attendees to show proof of vaccination to go to a concert.
Now,
right.
somebody
And
mentioned
imagine
that back in the spring.
Imagine that all the musicians, before being allowed into certain venues, you're gonna have a card.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have a card that would like the yellow fever card that go in our passports. Same shit.
That's exactly why I'm actually in the process of changing management, and I did not renew my label contract. There's other ways to do this. We came from somewhere and we started, and I believe in the underground approach is going to be the new thing. I mean, you can
always get a forged document to say you got it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's true as well.
Probably happen.
Seeing who you are.
Where there's a need, there's a way. Right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gallagher. This isn't a COVID passport. This is a piece of paper written in crayon saying, I'm okay. Oh, that doesn't work? Okay.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see. I mean, in a perfect world with this ridiculous virus, which, can kill 0.0000 recurring to the end of time, 0.4 people, that they've literally tried to destroy the financial systems on the Western world. If someone got sense and straightened this shit out, I think within a few months, we could be basically back to normal. Everything you're hearing, I'm almost certain, everything you're hearing is BS. It's all scaremongering. It's all crap. And why wouldn't it be? Because they've lied about everything else.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It is 100% fear-mongering to keep, I mean, and not just here in the U.S., but, like you said, the entire Western world in fear, in lockdowns. And I mean, I don't have my 10 hat on today, but I do look into like some of the higher things, and there you go. A lot of it is totally making sense and coming into fruition now, where 5 years ago you would have said someone was crazy to think that a small percentage of elite runs the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. I mean, I know people very well that would, and Lips will vouch for me there, would go on about this stuff endlessly. We'd look at each other like, yeah, right. And then literally almost everything this person said has come true. And that's really scary. And it gets to the point now where you hear an outlandish story on, alternative news or what have you, and you really got to pause and think and say, before you automatically say that's ridiculous, there's usually, at the very least, a grain of truth in it.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be actually married to the son of a very big media mogul. And, we don't like to think that the elite 1% exists or that they have power, that they do. But I will thoroughly say this, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
The music. If you are involved in the music industry in any form outside of playing like the local pubs, you recognize this immediately. And that's the shush. We're not supposed to talk about as artists, because you don't want to lose the power the little bit of power that you got. So nobody's talking about it.
That's very true too. And it's so easy to just say one thing that, is going to offend somebody everywhere. Right.
Right.
And it's such a hard thing that I've tried to keep politics and religion off my pages. The advice of my boss from Rock Metal Talk, and that was way back. And I think it's a good advice, because you just never know what one of your friends is going to, something stupid's going to fall into their face and you to change your perspective on them forever, right? So there are certain things.
who fact checks the fact checkers?
Common
Oh.
sense. Common sense.
Common
Us.
sense, yes. The bleach drinkers, unfortunately, probably.
Yeah. And what a funny story. I've actually had the police come to my house during this entire COVID lockdown thing because I got into a disagreement with a individual. I'm certain that's who this person was, but they basically, in this day and age, which things as crazy as are, they called a health welfare check because they said
On
that
you?
they thought I was going to harm myself because I had
Oh my God.
and the sheriff's department showed up, you know, full tactical gear, weapons, everything for a wellness check.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, luckily, you know, my wife is a respected doctor, and you know, my household is pretty straightforward. There's, you know, I don't have a lot of demons, you know, on the walls and stuff. But, and fortunately, I was not pissed at the time. I was quite sober, so I was able to talk my way out of that one. But I mean, that's insane.
That is
That
insane.
I could, if I know like your address, I don't even have to know you, but I can call the police department and they will send a unit out to do a wellness check on you.
I have a very, very awful story. I think oh no, did I mute did I do that?
Did I do that?
There's Ron. Hi, Ron.
How you doing? Can you hear
I'm
me?
good. This is Ron Toth from Last Pharaoh.
Hey Ron, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
Lips, there's John. This is Sean Chain. We're talking about the vaccine.
Oh, the vaccine. I don't think I'm gonna take it.
That's a general assumption of everybody. Why not?
Too scary. It's like I got 6 deaths already, and then causing like all kinds of other health issues.
Yeah, the Bell's palsy.
Exactly right.
You're all gonna have autism or some other kind of mental defect
I
or
just heard
something.
about that today. My friend came by and was telling me about the autism, and it's like it's I think the vaccine will do more damage than the virus, you know.
Yeah, but from what I've understood about the Bell's palsy, that's been caused by a number of different all different kinds of vaccines. It's not just isolated to this vaccine. It's many.
No, not at all. It was a flu vaccine in 2001, I read, and they put it out,
Right.
and they pulled it really quickly. They were like, oh. So you don't know if that's the vaccine per se or the carrier liquids and compounds that they use to deliver it.
Yeah, but you got to remember that there's 4 different makes of this stuff, and there's different protocols with it. One of them is only 1 dose.
Yes.
The other one
Yeah,
is
there's
2
different.
doses. One of them has to be like at -75 Celsius.
Yep, I saw that one on
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But the
That's
one
the
we're going to
Pfizer
get
one.
here, they
Is
have a method of delivery. They take a needle that's 75 feet long and they shove it so far up your arse.
I have to tell you that about 3 to 5 times a week, I go into something that's called crisis with my Addison's disease, and I have to take one of those intramuscular shots into my leg myself. You know, I have to do it myself. Those big, you know, exactly. It's like 2 inches long. And I remember the first time I tried it in my butt, you know, and I'm waiting and I get the nerve and I 1, 2, 3, poof, and it didn't do anything. I didn't do it hard enough. You know, it's just so hard to do for yourself. But I'm a little bit scared of the needles too. But do you remember the big vaccines that we got some people got as kids with that horrible scar? Who has that?
I got one of them.
yeah, that's the booster.
Yeah, thank God it's not gonna be nothing like that. It won't be that bad. Promise.
No, it shouldn't be that bad. Nothing's that bad.
What
We're all
caused
scarred
that?
for life from
Yeah,
that.
no kidding, right? But I will say, like, if they make it mandatory, are you gonna fight that, Sean? With your management, like you were saying, you're gonna try and fight that? Is there a way around it?
Um, I'm to the honestly, I'm to the point now to if I start to see our government involved in mandated vaccinations, automatically it's going to trigger a red flag. I'm going to say, what the fuck? No, no. And
I don't think it's going to come from government. I think
I've honestly, I've been prepared with this last year.
From borders, you're not allowed into our country without
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be all that. I'm sure. And you know, like I said, I'm one of the artists in March of last year. I was supposed to go on tour, and I mean, $15,000 out of my pocket I lost right off the bat, just in promotion and everything else. So it's gone non-recoupable. You know, obviously because a virus is an act of God, pandemic, whatever. So I've had a lot of time to think and reinvent, and I'm to the point now to where if it comes down to that and we get so tyrannical to where you can't even travel state to state, let alone country to country without
like that.
a vaccination card, I'm prepared to go back to square one and do punk rock. Hook or crook, whatever I've got to do to continue playing music and perform. I'm not afraid to step down off the pedestal of being a signed national artist and go back to finding underground locations to perform at, you know, however you want to put it, the Jim Carroll approach, whatever.
I've got a great underground performance all the way from Kazakhstan coming out in the Christmas concert series that they did this underground performance, you know, against COVID regulations in Kazakhstan. And it was pretty strict, you know, military or whatever, very, very strict, right? And I think what balls. And I was really shocked that that didn't happen more. That there weren't rave style events, you know, underground, you know, but like back in the day, it's all in secret. And
well, I'm tickled pink that we're sitting here in this conversation with 6 people of like minds. I mean, this is the first time, and I take you guys are all musicians or in the industry
except
of somehow.
for me. Yeah.
Well, you're still in entertainment, so that counts.
Oh, thanks.
But you know, I mean, this is the first time I've sat with 6 like-minded people and not been like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. I mean, we're all in alignment. And that is enlightening to me, and it's actually it's pretty promising, because if 6 of us can do it, then we can start informing like our peers and our friends, and maybe get them on board too. Because I've got to be honest, I've lost so many respected peers during this because of I couldn't sit back. I had to voice my opinion. And because of the way I'm leaning, they just decided to check themselves out. And I'm like, wow, that's just, it's amazing. Because I remember, you know, I'm almost 50 years old now. And I remember like growing up, rock and roll was rebellious. It was, you know, we were badass motherfuckers, right? You know, and not fall in line with what the government tells us, and we got to be politically correct and all this, and let's not trample on each other's feelings.
The best one I heard on that was 20 years ago. The kids were all into Rage Against the Machine. Now they are the machine.
Yeah. Yes, you're exactly right.
Thank you to John and to Lips. You know, you guys are the bands that paved the way for people like us and for people, you know, a little younger. I mean, you guys definitely made such a difference.
Still try to steer away from politics. You don't want to.
It is smart. It is smart. It is, you know, and once you make even a comment like Black Lives Matter, I noticed was just a simple comment. That one simple comment could create such a huge array of issues on your site, you know, good or bad.
No, because it's all mandated. You have to think and act a certain way. And if you question that, oh my God, it's the end of the world. You're a Nazi and all the
You're a
rest of it.
heretic.
Yeah.
Heretic.
A white person saying it is just offensive or something. And it's like, it could be a very loving thing. So I think it's, oh, Billy, finally, we're all complete now, guys, I think. And hopefully we still got, it'll cut us off at 40 minutes, unfortunately. That really sucks. So,
Well, you better get to the point, young lady.
hi, Billy, how are you? Welcome.
Well, thanks. Sorry, I couldn't open up the link and anywhere. I've been trying for the last 10 minutes. Sorry.
I just got a knock at the door and I'm going to totally ignore that. And I have no idea who it is, but it's so nice to see you. Thanks for joining. You know Lips, I'm sure. Do you?
I do. How are you doing?
I know Billy. How Billy?
John?
Great, man.
Absolutely. Billy's the man.
Ron
All right,
Toth
man.
is from Last Pharaoh. And
I don't know Billy's personally, but I know Billy. I mean,
Yeah,
who
who
doesn't know
doesn't?
Billy?
actually, Lips, we know somebody who doesn't know who Billy is, don't we?
Yeah, well, he wasn't sure.
That was funny. That was funny. You know, he didn't want to actually do our show because we're nobodies, apparently.
We were.
Who's that?
I'm a nobody.
Miles Goodwin.
Oh, they just won't stop knocking. Who is at
Miles
the door?
Goodwin from April 1.
It's probably the government because of this conversation.
Oh,
The
definitely.
Canadian government's there for you.
Definitely.
It was
Yeah.
actually it was disappointing, you know.
It was
He
Miles
wanted to do it because he
Goodwin.
didn't think he'd fit in. I
He
don't
didn't
know.
think he'd fit in, or he didn't actually, you know, I'm a nobody. You know, I noticed that I'm reaching out and I'm getting a lot more responses thanks to you, Billy, and thanks to you, Lips, for sure. But to say that you're a nobody, come on now. Oh my God, he's
Go and answer the door.
Gotta go get it.
I feel like going and answering their door.
oh my God, you guys chat away. Oh my God.
We shall. We shall chat right away.
Sorry, I thought that it
Well,
was-
what we've been talking about, Billy, just to set you in, and we've been talking about the effect of, well, it's in a certain way of how politics and science have now clashed to the point where we don't know whether it's safe to take medicine that they're going to give us to try to make us safe. Are they making us safe, or are they going to kill us all? What are they doing? What's going on? So
Yeah.
that's what we're all trying to figure from different perspectives from different parts of the world, and that's what we're talking about here today.
You're,
right.
you're joining us from Nashville, right, Billy?
That's correct.
That is correct. So what's the view on the vaccine around Nashville? Are artists wanting to take this to perform?
Nobody wants to take it.
Nobody does, but are you willing to do it?
Well, I don't know. You can't travel without it. They're going to make it so you can't get on an airplane. So we won't be able to tour anywhere unless we take it. So it's a dilemma.
Hey,
Yeah.
what about a boat, Billy? We could all rent a boat.
Oh my gosh, international waters.
Just about the transportation itself. It's about the borders. When you get to different countries, they're going to say, "Where's your card?" And that's the problem.
That's true.
So this
Exactly.
is it. You have cruises from different countries. We all meet up on one big ship. It's in international waters. They can't do anything.
I like it. I like it.
Love it. Great idea.
I've
Good
never
idea.
wanted to go on a cruise before, but I would definitely go on that one. What about you, Ron? Do you think that you're going to take the vaccine in order to perform?
I guess only if I absolutely had to, but I kind of put it off as long as I can just to see how people are going to react to it, you know, if they get harmed or not. And then I think that if too many people are getting hurt from the vaccine, may just discontinue it at a certain point.
I mean, it
You would think.
hasn't even been distributed for a week yet, and we already have 6 accounted deaths. We have several cases of Bell's palsy that it's immediately caused. It's not looking good right off the bat.
I think they'll have
No.
to come down to a major protest. Everybody's just going to have to just say no, protest against it. The only thing that could possibly
It's-
happen. So hopefully.
Is it confirmed that it caused that?
Yes.
I've heard the
Terrifying.
same thing.
Wow. Wow. I can't get over that.
Is it in certain people that are susceptible to it, or is it just something that happens to everybody?
I think they said the Bell's palsy people, they were susceptible, and like they were already carrying EpiPens and stuff for other issues they had.
We got 10 minutes left. I'm so sorry, guys. That's a shame.
Why, huh?
I know it goes so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that having an autoimmune disease, I am that like very, very, very small percentage that's really at risk in this community. And I'm still willing to go out there and try and get on with it. I think we really just have to. I think also, if you're over a certain age, if you're over 18 and you want to put on a concert and you're over 18 and you want to go to that concert, taking that right away to make your own choice, I think will create a lot of problems for people.
What happened to our rights?
Exactly, especially in America.
Our unalienable rights.
Right on.
They're basically, I mean, I hate to sound like this because it just sounds so 1940s, but we are being run as slaves now, and we're allowing it to happen as people. I mean, I don't say it's time for a revolution. Maybe it is, who knows? But there has to come a point when enough is enough before we just become slaves.
Is that
agree.
You agree, Billy?
Absolutely.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, last seasonal flu season prior to COVID, 79,400 dead in the USA alone from flu only. That's with no padded numbers. That's without calling everything flu that wasn't flu. That's with people dying in a motorcycle accident are not being stamped with it. 79,400. Center for Disease Control figures. You can look it up in Wikipedia. There was no shutdown. There was no lockdown. There was no mask. There was no nothing. Previous epidemics where as many or more people were lost too, where nothing was done about it to this degree at all. So it begins to look, whether it is or not, begins to look like there's some type of motivation behind it other than our safety. I think that's a light way of putting it without offending anyone's politics, I believe.
Right. And that's truly scary right there in itself, because our safety, people rely on our governments to make us safe, to keep us safe. And when they become untrustworthy,
cigarettes and alcohol, but that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Cigarettes and alcohol kill more people than COVID could ever touch.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I will say this, though. I do kind of feel comfortable that Canada approved it first. I'm not sure if that's quite on par, but like, we don't have that financially tiered system. You know what I mean? So when they're approving it, it isn't as much for a financial gain, in my opinion. So I feel a little bit more comfortable that we have approved the same vaccine, the same Pfizer vaccine that you guys have. I don't know if that gives you any more comfort a little bit with it.
Not
I think
really.
it's the other factors. The other factors are more important. It's like Billy said, there's an underlying what appears to be a plan, or some sort of
I will agree
something
with
a
that.
little bit untoward is being laid out. And if you use common sense and look at all that's been happening, it all points in kind of one direction, and it's really scary.
I just want to add that the corporations through all this have made more money than ever through the whole thing.
Of course.
It's soaring, but the average guy isn't, doing all that great,
And then there's also the argument that the lockdown has done more harm than good. And one statistic I heard recently is that in Japan, the suicide rate in 1 month is greater than the entire COVID death amount since the beginning of the pandemic.
And and that is isolation, separation from family, separation from your job and a purpose. you know, and just not being able to deal with the isolation that we're being forced to deal with. And, you know,
Well,
mental illness, depression, all those things come up.
yeah, all those are all those immediate issues, but there's also the long term. What is, I have no future. What's going to become of this? I have no future. Why go on?
Yeah.
You know, all this is happening in my life right now, but I have no, you know, that's the thing that keeps people from actually committing suicide, is somebody getting to them and showing them hope.
Yes.
And when you have no hope,
It's more over than anything else. It's feeling connected.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's
From the
something.
from the time you're disconnected from your mother at birth, all you're doing for the rest of your life is looking for connection. And
Yeah.
and it's a natural thing. And people do it through religion. People do it through all different sources. But bottom line is, you need connection, because that's what keeps you connected to everybody else in the world and everything else that's around you. You're always looking for some way to bridge that gap and look for ways to hook in and believe in.
Good point.
that's a great point. And I've been saying this to people, as like, do you think there's a reason why they came down so hard on the music industry? Why was it the first one to go and the last one for anything to happen? Because listen, guys, we know performers, musicians, we connect people. At a concert, we're all the same.
That's where people congregate, and they
Exactly.
don't want congregation. They don't even want you to go to church. How are you going to go? They're not going to let you go to a rock concert.
Exactly. And I think they knew that, because the musical concert congregation is bigger and stronger than anything. Like I said, when you're at a concert, there's no color, there's no religion,
It's very
there's
true.
no, I mean, you could look at someone that you would never talk to in a million years in your life, and because your band's on stage and you both love that band, you're brothers, at least at that concert. It brings people together. It is the universal language. It always will be. They cannot stop that. And I think that's why they knew they had to shut that down.
I
agree. You know, I think, you know, I was really struggling with terminal illness. A year and a half ago, I had nobody, you know, and I started reaching out, and, you know, so many times I contemplated suicide. It's something that really affects my life. It's affected the people around me, just trying to cope with me. And then, you know, as I went on, more and more artists that I meet, it's something that they've struggled with or their friends have struggled with. And I think now the pandemic's happened, so many more people are struggling with it. So I think it's something that should be talked about and not really, you know, put aside. That I think it's wonderful that people like you come together and they want to help and change and do something for somebody else. And I think we need to do a hell of a lot more than that, more of that, you know, to keep it going, to keep these things to stop happening. Because you guys are the ones that are the therapy when
dialogue,
this
because
is down. We need you guys.
Perceive things from different people's point of view, to be able to actually see it from their point of view. And the only way that you're even going to get close is by communication, hearing it.
Yeah,
But if you just shut yourself off, you're not going to know what's the truth. The truth turns into only anything that you'll believe. So you can be told anything. You know what
And we've seen too many instances of that.
Over and over and over again. All of a sudden you believe it.
Yeah, make the lie big and keep repeating it. That's the Germans used to say. Yeah.
True. We got about 1 minute and 15 seconds. So is there something that anybody really wants to say?
Well, I just wanted to ask Billy, you know, he's in Nashville right now. Has he and like management had discussed anything about going forward, like, you know, as far as performing and anything like that?
Well, I'm in a couple of different bands, so I get a nice broad spectrum of point of view, thankfully. And at this point, nobody's talking about much of anything until next summer. A friend of mine is in, Ray Luger is a wonderful friend of mine and a drummer for Korn.
Yeah.
They're booking things, but they don't know if they can fulfill those bookings.
Right. because
And,
because the insurance companies are not covering.
exactly. It's
Oh,
going to be
wow.
rough. And I feel, as you guys all know, and Kelly, you know as well, the peripheral people, the crew and the catering and the sound and lights and truck people, man, it's been really tough for them. For musicians, you know, there's a couple other things we can do for money.